Welcome to Brainetainment, your go-to destination for easy-to-understand, scientifically accurate content. Here at Brainetainment, we're all about breaking down complex medical and scientific concepts, transforming them into digestible and engaging nuggets of knowledge. Whether you're a curious mind or a seasoned professional, our mission is to enlighten, entertain, and educate you. So buckle up, as we're about to embark on a fascinating journey. In today's video, we delve into the intriguing world of genetics and its role in cancer. Before we dive into the depths of cancer genetics, we need to understand what genetics itself is. In the simplest terms, genetics is the scientific study of heredity and the variation of inherited characteristics. It's the magic script that makes us who we are. And the magical ink that writes this script? That's DNA deoxyribonucleic acid, if you fancy a tongue twister. DNA is the building block of life, the ultimate blueprint. It's a long, twisted, ladder-like molecule with each rung representing a pair of chemical compounds or bases. These pairs, in their billions, write the code for life as we know it. Now, if DNA is a blueprint, then genes are the architects. They're specific sections of DNA that determine distinct characteristics. From the color of your eyes to your susceptibility to certain diseases, genes have a say in it all. These genes don't float around willy-nilly. They're neatly packed into structures called chromosomes. Humans typically have 46 chromosomes, 23 from each parent. These chromosomes live in the nucleus of every cell, controlling the cell's growth, function, and reproduction. Understanding the role of genes is crucial because they are the puppet masters of cells. If a gene tells a cell to grow and divide at an abnormal rate, you might find yourself dealing with a cancerous situation. In essence, genes are like the software programming of cells. When they work correctly, they keep cells growing, dividing, and dying in a regulated, orderly way. But when there's a bug in the code or a mutation in the gene, things can go haywire. Cells can start to grow and divide uncontrollably, leading to the formation of a tumor. So you see, genetics isn't just about why you have your grandmother's nose or your father's laugh. It's about understanding the fundamental language of life and how alterations in that language can lead to diseases like cancer. Now that we've grasped the basics of genetics, we can explore its connection with cancer. So, how exactly does genetics play a role in cancer? Let's unravel this mystery. Consider our bodies as cities and our cells as the buildings that make up these cities. Now imagine genes as the blueprints for these buildings. Any alterations to these blueprints can result in structural anomalies, and similarly, mutations in our genes can lead to cells behaving in unusual ways. The function of genes is to control how cells grow and divide. Some genes promote cell growth while others slow it down or initiate cell death at the right time. These are like the city's construction and demolition crews. When these genes are mutated, they can lose their ability to regulate cell growth properly. The result is uncontrolled cell growth, which is essentially the foundation of cancer. Now, where do these mutations come from? Well, some are inherited, passed down from our parents. These are like inherited blueprints with pre-existing errors. They don't guarantee the development of cancer, but they do increase the risk. Think of it as a building with a faulty foundation. It may stand for years, but it's more likely to collapse than a building with a solid base. On the other hand, some mutations occur after birth. These can be caused by several factors, such as exposure to certain chemicals, radiation, or even some viruses. In essence, these are like alterations made to the blueprint after the building is already standing. These changes can cause the building to become unstable over time, leading to potential collapse, or in our case, the development of cancer. It's vital to note that cancer usually results from a combination of inherited and acquired mutations. It's not just a single mutation that leads to cancer, but rather a series of changes over time. With this understanding, we can begin to appreciate the complexity of cancer and the challenges it presents. Inherited mutations and acquired mutations, two terms you'll often hear in cancer genetics. But what do they mean? Well, let's start with inherited mutations. These are the genetic changes that are passed down from parent to child. This isn't a case of bad parenting, it's simply the way our genes can occasionally misbehave. When a mutation occurs in a reproductive cell, it can be transmitted to the offspring. It's like a genetic typo that sneaks into the blueprint of life. This can sometimes result in predispositions to certain types of cancer, like breast, ovarian or colon cancer. However, inheriting a mutation doesn't mean you're doomed to get cancer. It just means you have a higher risk than someone without that mutation. Imagine it like a game of genetic roulette. Some people have more of those dreaded red slots on the wheel. On the other hand, we have acquired mutations. These are the changes that happen to our genes during our lifetime. They can occur due to a multitude of factors, such as exposure to carcinogens like tobacco smoke, radiation, certain chemicals, or even due to errors that occur when our cells divide. Unlike inherited mutations, these cannot be passed on to the next generation. Acquired mutations are like the scratches and dents a car accumulates over its lifespan. Just as a car can still function with a few scratches, our bodies can often repair or cope with these mutations. But if these mutations occur in certain genes, like those controlling cell growth and division, they can lead to uncontrolled cell growth, a hallmark of cancer. Both inherited and acquired mutations can contribute to the development of cancer. Inherited mutations set the stage, and acquired mutations perform the act. It's a tragic play where the main character is our health. This distinction is crucial in understanding why some people are more prone to certain types of cancer than others. It helps us appreciate the complexity of cancer and reinforces the importance of both genetic testing and lifestyle choices in managing cancer risk. So where does this leave us in terms of the future of cancer genetics? The field of cancer genetics is ever evolving, with new discoveries and breakthroughs happening at an unprecedented pace. Scientists and researchers worldwide are tirelessly working to unravel the complex genetic mechanisms behind this dreaded disease. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of our genetic code, we're beginning to see the potential for personalized medicine. This approach considers the unique genetic makeup of each individual. Instead of a one-size-fits-all treatment plan, doctors will be able to tailor therapies to each patient's specific genetic profile, increasing the likelihood of successful treatment. Imagine a world where your doctor can look at your genes and say, "You have a high risk for this type of cancer, but we have a treatment specifically designed for your genetic makeup." That's the world we're moving towards. Gene therapy is another promising avenue in cancer genetics. This involves introducing, removing or changing genetic material within a cell to prevent or fight disease. For instance, scientists are now working on techniques to switch off cancer-causing genes or switch on genes that fight cancer. Then there's the quest for early detection. By identifying genetic markers associated with certain cancers, we may be able to detect and treat cancers earlier than ever before, significantly improving survival rates. In the future, we might even see the development of genetic vaccines. These would stimulate the immune system to attack cancer cells, offering a new way to fight this disease. It's an exciting time to be in the field of cancer genetics. Every day brings new knowledge, new techniques, and new hope. Yes, there are challenges ahead, but with every challenge overcome, we're a step closer to turning the tide in the battle against cancer. The future of cancer genetics holds immense promise, and every discovery brings us a step closer to conquering this disease. We've journeyed through the complex world of genetics and its role in cancer today. Together, we've unraveled the intricate tapestry of our genetic code and how it can sometimes lead us down the path of disease. We've delved into the deep connection between genetics and cancer, shedding light on how certain mutations can spark the onset of malignancies. We've also drawn the line between inherited and acquired mutations, underlining that not all genetic changes are passed down the family tree. Some are the result of our interactions with the environment or simply the quirks of cellular replication. We've glimpsed into the future of cancer genetics, where the promise of personalized medicine awaits. The prospect of tailoring treatments to the patient's unique genetic makeup could revolutionize the way we combat this relentless disease. But none of these advancements would be possible without continued research in this field. The mysteries of genetics continue to unfold, and every discovery brings us a step closer to understanding, preventing, and curing cancer. In the realm of genetics, Possibilities are endless, and the potential for breakthroughs is immense. We're standing on the cusp of a new era in healthcare, one that could transform the lives of millions. Thank you for joining us on this exploration. Remember to subscribe to Braintainment for more enlightening content. Stay curious, stay informed.